Hello, Stampin' Buddies. It's Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Wisconsin in the United States. And Light Night Lori is here a little before midnight on Thursday, April 3rd. And I am going to show you some fun things. Let me get those out of the way. That are coming from Stampin' Up! In May. This Notes and Totes, which has some cute little sentiments, and I love the fonts here, especially the scripted ones. But sending warm wishes, just to note, you earned it, relax and enjoy. Newsflash, you're fabulous. Exclusive, made just for you, and so grateful, a true story. There's some little splatter things, a hibiscus, sunshine, and some water drops. And there are some dies. Now, you can see I've got some dies pulled off of here, because I have already been, I've already been using them to get things prepped for tonight. So, anybody who knows me knows I'm a little bit of a messy stamper. I make a mess when I stamp. I get things all over. So if you're a really organized stamper, I apologize. But first things first is to introduce this On the Go Designer Series paper. I think I've shown it before, so I'm not going to go through and show all of the designs, fronts and backs. But this would be fun for memory keeping, travel journaling. There's even some pieces here that you can cut out for card fronts. I happened to pull out this piece so that I could use this canvas looking side for the tote bag we're going to make. When I saw this set, I was pretty certain I needed it. So, first things first, I got a lot of pieces here, and because these are new stamps, I did use the little Versamark trick that I've mentioned a couple of times, where, you know, sometimes these photopolymer stamps come from manufacturing and they've got like a little layer of whatever oils or coating that in the manufacturing process is on them. So I'll usually wash mine, but I have found also, especially if my ink pads are pretty juicy, that sometimes the ink will kind of bead into, or, you know, make beading on my photopolymer stamp. So I have found if I just dab on some of my Versamark, because this is a slow drying ink, and I think it helps my ink just kind of adhere a little bit better. So I already did that with those, and I don't even worry about really wiping it off. I let it set for a while. So I am casing an idea from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to go ahead and color some ribbon. I think we're going to use it colored, but I'm not sure, so I'm just going to color it now so it has a chance to settle in. And I'm using my alcohol blend in Daffodil Delight, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, dark Daffodil Delight. And I have cut out some of the die pieces already. I don't know if I need this much ribbon, but I wanted to make sure I had it long enough for what we're going to do. So like I was saying, I have cut out some of the die pieces already just to save time, because it seems like I'm a putsy stamper as well as a messy stamper. So I just thought I would get some of those things trimmed out ahead of time. And we are not going to make a card. We're going to make kind of a 3D item. So I'm just going to set this aside and let that settle in. And then I'm going to just show you some of these dies. So this die here makes what looks like either a wallet, or we're using it as a pocket, which is how it was intended. And then this die, little, so you can see there's stitch edges on here, And then this die has a triangle, and it actually looks like a little fish, but it looks like a clasp to me, so that's what we're using it for. And since I cut those out, I'm going to go ahead and put these back on here. Now, there are 2 of these little pieces, which means you can cut 2 sets at the same time. So Stampin' Up! Has started, it's been a while, giving us multiples of some stamps that, or some dies rather, that they know you're going to make multiples of for a project. So this one they gave us 2, which I thought was pretty cool. All right. This piece creates a handle, and I cut 2 of those. And here is another handle piece, so you could have a different style handle. So I'm going to put those back on here so I don't lose them. This is a water bottle piece. Now what I ended up doing is I cut 2 of them because the straw piece is attached to this die, because it would be so small otherwise that one would probably lose it. I would probably lose it. So I cut it once on my strawberry slush, and then I cut it a second time, just kind of the top part on my Daffodil Delight, so I could make the straw. And that obviously is going to be our little water bottle. So I am going to put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on here. Hopefully this will flow. I didn't check it ahead of time, and it is flowing nice. I don't use it real often, just often enough to need it in little bottles. So that's just the green glue that I poured in some little bottles that I found at the dollar store, now called the $1.25 store. All right, and we'll just tuck that straw to the back because it's a little bit longer, so it looks like it's coming out of the bottle or going into the bottle. And then we are going to put, oh, I guess I don't need these. These are the extra pieces that I cut out that I couldn't decide what I was going to use. So I'm just going to get those out of the way. And then what we're going to do is glue on this little piece and that little piece. And hopefully this will go together pretty quickly. My glue got a little heavy, so we'll take some of it off. And I'm going to put this down first. And then put some more glue on this because it's not quite enough glue here. But I just thought this one was so cute. Now, when you see it at the end, hopefully you will think so as well. But I love little beachy bags, which is what this is going to turn out to be. And it's unfortunate because I cannot spend time at the beach. I have very sensitive, fair, Swedish skin. And anybody else who is very fair-skinned knows that we don't get along with the sun really well. I sunburn very easily. All right, so let's move a couple of these things out of the way. We are going to do a little stamping on our water bottle. I'm going to put cute little hibiscus on there so it looks pretty festive, beachy. And I want to put a little hibiscus on our pockets. And then I think that's all I need to use the strawberry slush. This is a new color coming in. And then I'm going to use Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to put some of this design, we'll use that hibiscus, on the little purse pieces. All right, so I already die cut these. I die cut 2 of them because I want to make it as a 3D item. I already put some tear tape on here, and there's some little flaps here that I think I'm just going to end up putting some glue on. We'll see how it works because I have not done this before. So this is like trial by fire. Hopefully it will work out. So I'm going to put some tone on tone hibiscus flowers on our bag. The pocket's probably going to cover that up. All right. And I'm just putting these random on here because that's how things would probably be manufactured, is pretty randomly. Okay. All right. I think we're done stamping with that. And then I'm going to just set these aside now. We are going to put Newsflash, You're Fabulous on here, and we're going to use our Memento Black ink. Now, normally I say tap your stamp with the ink, so put your ink onto the stamp like I was doing initially, okay? Because that helps you from over stamping. With the foam ones, it works really well. With these cloth ones, that's like in the Memento, it doesn't get juicy in the same way. So I will frequently, I guess, in the Memento, go ahead and put my stamp pad onto the ink. And then I store it upside down so that the ink in the pad is always by gravity going to what will be the top of the pad when I have it open. All right, so we're done with that. Wash this on my chamois and get that out of the way. I love my chamois. If I've never talked about chamois before, it comes as a larger piece. It's usually 5 by 7 when it's damp, but I cut mine in half, and when they're wet, they expand. When they dry, they shrivel up, kind of like a cowhide chamois would do. So I think we are done stamping now, believe it or not. And I need this die now because this is going to be, I guess I didn't plan that very well. I got to see where it lines up here. I'm going to make like a newspaper heading. And I guess I should have cut it out first. Live and learn. I should have cut it out first and then put my stamp on it. So we're gonna do the best we can, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just stamp one and then cut it out. I held it up to my light over here, so hopefully it'll be close enough. It's gonna get tucked into the little bag, so hopefully it won't matter anyway. But let's get our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So this is not Bossy Bessie, because that's the big one. We can call this one Bossy Betsy. I can never seem to remember what I called it from one time to the next. So when I do my sandwiches, I've shown this before, but I usually keep, all right, so we'll use one, and there's always kind of a recipe for what your sandwich should look like. I always use one on this mini machine because that's our platform. Number 2 are the cutting plates. I use one cutting plate for the bottom until I can't use it anymore. It breaks or it gets so ugly that I can't stand it anymore. But I will use the bottom one for cutting, or one of the number 2s for cutting. Then you put your cardstock or your paper and your die. If you have a squared off die where it's got a relatively long straight edge, put a point so that it's coming first as best you can. The rollers then don't have to fight as hard to pick up the die, and it'll go through easier. But then you can see how I'm moving the first cutting plate back a little bit. And then when I put the second cutting plate in, now you can see I use this to cut once or twice, or somebody did. But normally this would just be clean because I won't switch it to the bottom to become the cut plate until my first one is all messed up. But anyway, I will put that one flush with the top so that when it goes through the machine, it grips and there's not as much resistance with 3 layers. All right, we start out with 2 and then gradually go into the next one. And you can see these ends are tapered and they're designed to do that. All right, a lot of people don't know that. I don't know if it's written anywhere. Sometimes it's just by trial and error that we find out these things, but you can hear how smoothly that went through and it's done. All right, so we can put these away because that was the only thing I had left to cut out, and I waited because, well, that worked out pretty good. Yeah, that worked out pretty good actually. I got lucky. So anyway, I waited to cut that one out because I figured, oh, it's a sentiment, and I usually line up my sentiments and then cut them out, but I wasn't thinking that that was a newspaper header. So anyway, all right, we'll get rid of that one. This is a scrap now. And you could put some little design on here, but we're not going to because it's going to get tucked in our bag. So I think all of our pieces, oh, this piece. We found out at Onstage that purses have purse scarves. Who knew? Apparently this is a purse scarf and it gets attached to the handle of like a beach bag for extra decor. I had no idea. But I learned that from, oh, and I forgot her name. The gal who demonstrated this during Onstage. She was a hoot. Yeah, I'll have to look for her name. I forgot her name. But anyway, so all of those pieces are back there. This can go back on here. I don't think I put them back on my thing correctly. So we will just put these back in the case. So one thing that I do before I put my dies away that I don't think I've ever talked about is on the wrapper or the label, it tells you how many dies there should be in a kit. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this one says 17. So before I put my sets away, I do what I call a head count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. All right. So that I know I have everybody accounted for before I put them away. And if I'm missing one, I try to find it. And that has saved me more than once because it is not uncommon to accidentally lose a die when you're dumping scraps in your garbage or your recyclable. So that has happened to me. So I do the head count before I put them away usually. And I also have a magnet here. So if I have little dies that I'm working on, I can toss them on the magnet. So at least I kind of know that they're not going to get brushed off my table accidentally. All right, so let's get to this next order of business. Now, I cut 2 of these with that die, with the purse die. I put tear tape on the edges because these all get folded, right? Because it's going to become kind of a 3D item. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off and stick these together. And hopefully I don't get my head in the picture here. All right. All right. So far so good. And now we're going to put these 2 together. So I used tear tape just because I figured it would be unmessy as opposed to glue. Sometimes it gets messy. And it's a good strong adhesive. So then I'm just going to fold these in, lay it flat, and hopefully get this to comply. Maybe if I can see it a little bit better. There we go. All right, so look at that. It's our little bag. Isn't that adorable? And there are stitched edging on here from the die. Hopefully you can see that. But I just think that's adorable. All right, so now here comes the fun part. So these are going to get tucked in, but they're going to need glue on them. Oh, that works really good. Nice. And then this will get pushed up. I don't even think we really need to glue that, quite honestly. We just need to tuck this in. like a beach bag. And then I'm just going to put glue on here because I really think that's all we need, because the inside, it's really not going to matter a whole lot. I'm just going to flatten those out a little bit. I don't know if that was intended to be glued or not, but it kind of holds them all in place. So let's just put some glue here. Next time when I make this, I will put tear tape here because I think that would work just as easily. Oh, I just think this is so adorable. I'm so glad I got this. You can get it too, but not until May, unless you want to join my team. And as soon as you join, you would be able to order anything that's on the pre-order. So look at that. Isn't that adorable? All right. So I probably should have put some of these other things on first, but I was so excited to get these put together. And I don't know if I should raise that up a little bit or just leave it. I'm just going to glue it flat. So let's put a little Tombow glue here. Little goes a long way. I just put a really light layer on mine. And we'll line that up. The nice thing that makes me use green glue probably more than anything else is that I do have a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, definitely put your accessory pieces on before you put your bag together. I was just so anxious to get it together. I couldn't help myself. I wasn't thinking ahead. And like I said, since I hadn't put this together before as a sample, this one's going to be my prototype. So who knew that I should do those first? All right. And then we need to put our handles on. So I think next time what I'll do also, and I'll probably add it to this one, I'm going to make 4 handles so that I can have handles glued on the front and the back so that they don't look raw on the inside. But for this one, I'm just going to attach these to get this done for today. All right, so we'll just put a little bit of Tombow here. Hopefully I didn't do too much. And we'll flip it over and we'll put this one on. Now, if you were going to make this on a card, for example, you would only have to cut one of the bags, and then where I have the bag where it's put together, you would just use this little short piece to attach it onto your card to make it look like a bag. And then if you put a couple of dimensionals in here, it would give it a little bit of shape. Okay, so we'll put this on here, and then we'll decide which side I want to be the front. That is just so cute. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. So now we have to have our purse scarf on here because that's a new thing. I'm going to have to get purse scarves for whatever little bags I have. All right, so this is going to go right on here. I just think this is so blasted cute. And then this kind of goes in here. And what I have done is I pulled out, my light just got dim. There we go. I must have bumped something. I pulled out a pack of tea that I figured would fit in here. And look, it has a hibiscus on it. So I am going to maybe put that in here. I don't want to cover up the hibiscus because that's part of the charm of this. So I'm going to just put this on here with a couple of glue dots, I think, or dimensionals rather. We'll just put that on the tea bag. And then this can go on here. Who knew I needed stress relief tea? I got these as a gift. And you could write a cute little note on there. All right, so that'll go in here. This will go in here. And I think we'll just pop that up with a little scrap that I have here. And I'll just use this one up too so I can get rid of the backing, because I used every last speck of dimensional material on there. I just think this is adorable. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on here. And then I have a little water packet with Original Lemonade. I was looking for something that was strawberry, so it would go with the strawberry slush, but I'm gonna put that in here. And then I'm gonna take this ribbon and we're going to put this on our water bottle, maybe. And this is Daffodil Delight. It doesn't seem quite as bright when it dried on my fabric ribbon, but that's okay. All right. And we're going to do the 2 bunny ear method. And I always tie mine upside down because that's how they turn out best for me. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed or if that's just how the ribbons work. I don't know. And then these are my ribbon scissors. I guess I need that side a little bit shorter. Sometimes it's hard to eyeball it. And then this, whoops, this can go right on our bottle right here. So I'm going to put some big dimensionals there. And I'm going to put like 5 of them, I think. I want it to stick pretty good. Of course, whoever I give this to might have a hard time pulling that bag off without ruining it. Which would be unfortunate, but you know, that's a risk we take. All right, so we're going to put this on this way. It's more just for decoration, so it looks good from the other side. So let's just put this on here. Stick it on, I guess. And look at that. Isn't that just the cutest thing? I absolutely love this. So this is our water bottle treat holder. You could even put a piece of chocolate in there. So this is Notes and Totes with the Notes and Totes dies. This was a bundle. And I used the Designer Series paper on the go. On the go Designer Series paper. So Strawberry Slush is a new color that I used for cardstock, and the Daffodil Delight. So if you want any of these things, in May, you can purchase these new items. If you want to join my team, which would be awesome, I'm always looking for new members to join my team. You can go to my website. You can either scan this, or you can go to lauriemacari.stampinup.net. This will take you right to my page. This will take you right to my store as well. There's a button to join, or you can start shopping. And if you, in the search field, just start typing, let's say Totes or Notes, when this becomes available, it will pop up. If you search for it now, it's not going to work unless you're a demonstrator and you have access to the pre-order. But otherwise, once May rolls around, May 6th is when the catalog releases. So I'm not sure if this is an online exclusive. I think it might be an online exclusive. Let me look in the index of the new catalog. Nope, it's in the annual catalog. So here is the new catalog. Let me take some of my flags off of here. Here's the new catalog that goes live on May 6th. I am going to be at a craft fair on April 12th. So if you're local to me, the Drought School Spring Craft Fair is going on. You can come get a catalog from me if you want to. If you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a catalog, reach out to me and I would be more than happy to get a catalog to you. If there's anything you want to purchase, again, if you shop with me, if you use this host code, I have a special that I'm going to offer right now until April 10th. So this is already the 3rd. So if you purchase 6 packs of cardstock, all right, any of our colored cardstock, including any of the basics, so basic white, basic beige, the basic black, excuse me, if you purchase 6 packs by April 10th using this host code, I will give you money back for one of your packs. So you'll have to only pay for 5 packs and you will essentially get that 6th pack for free. All right. Only through April 10th. All right. I am working on a sales incentive and I would really like to meet my goal by the end of April. But in May, the prices for cardstock are increasing. And I would say it's a significant increase. So you will want to stock up on your cardstock now if you purchase it from Stampin' Up. And I have to tell you, the cardstock from Stampin' Up is better than any I've used in the past. And everything coordinates. So the blends, the markers, the inks, the paper, the designer series paper, it all coordinates. And when you order it from Stampin' Up, it gets delivered right to your door. So you don't even have to go anywhere to get all of your things. So enough of my little sales pitch. This is such a fun set. I just love this. Hopefully you love it too. Leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, share my video. I'm always looking for new people to stop by and watch my stuff because I love sharing what I do with this crafting through Stampin' Up. So until next time, happy stamping.